it's Scale. Please subscribe, like, comment, and hit that little bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. I have a special guest today. His name is Sam.
The man. Her words.
They're not my words. And you may know him from Black Fly on the Wall, under Mastering the Man.
Mastering the Man.
What else? What we might know?
Shoot, man, y'all might know me from the No Yes Man podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But y'all, what's going on, Sam? At Mastering the Man, No Yes Man podcast, Black Fly on the Wall.
Did you just take over the whole intro?
It's kind of like my intro, though.
No, you were supposed to do like half your intro because mine is the most of the intro. Then you get a little bit of intro, then I go into.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Today is Vlogmas, and we are reviewing Christmas movies because I love Christmas.
It's like my favorite holiday.
The best holiday. The best holiday. No, New Year's is the best because New Year's is for grown-ups.
No.
Yeah, New Year's is for grown-ups. Like, it's a grown-up Christmas. Like, you get dressed up, like, sparkles.
Okay.
Everything. You go out, you have a drink.
What do you do on Christmas?
Christmas, you, like, wear sparkle pajamas.
But I drink.
And you drink.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
don't
you
know
do it
how-
when, like, kids are around. Like, New Year's is, like, definitely just for grown-ups.
That's true.
Okay. Christmas movies. So, what's the first one that we're going to review?
We're going to do Jingle Jangle.
Okay.
And then we're going to do Christmas in Carolina.
Okay.
Of course, Carolina. But a lot of the cast from here. The leading lady is from here as well. So, thought it'd be
Definitely got to do Carolina.
Yeah.
But it's a black one. So,
Yeah, so that's the key. Everything's black.
everything black. Like my channel. Everything black movies, black books, black shows on Netflix. All black. All everything. You say you're black?
Yeah.
Oh. They might not know.
Black
They might
guest.
know you're
Black guest. I'm black, y'all. And I'm blackity black, and I'm black, y'all. Okay.
Alright, so Jingle Jangle. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give the movie? And why?
1 to 10, I give it 7.5 out of 10.
7.5. Why?
I give it a 7.5 because I wasn't a big fan of the story, but I love the theatrics. I love the magic.
The action was good.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the story.
No, I love the story. I think I give it, I don't know, a 9. I want to say 10, but I'm sure there was something that like.
So this is a
probably,
classic?
It's a good movie. I will watch. This is a movie I'll watch every year. Like this Christmas, Jingle Jangle.
Will you watch Jingle Jangle when it's not Christmas? Because this Christmas, I'll watch that shit.
I will watch this Christmas
whenever.
anytime.
Yeah, so can't be a 10.
I don't know. I think if it came on TV, I would watch it.
I think if we were younger.
Oh, that might be. Yeah, you're right. But I think it was so cute. Okay, so you know, like I've been saying, Christmas has to be like magic. It has to be like, oh, something that would never happen during any other time of the year is going to happen during Christmas time.
Okay.
That's like a Christmas movie. It has to be that way.
Okay.
Like it has to be love. It has to be like, oh my God, something wasn't gonna happen, and then it just magically appeared. Like that's a Christmas movie.
Okay, so movie magic, Christmas magic, some once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime.
Opportunity. Okay.
If it wasn't for Christmas, this thing literally wouldn't happen. That's a Christmas movie for me.
So this can't be.
This is exactly.
This has nothing to do with Christmas. 1.
That's a point.
2.
That's a point.
2. Nothing miraculously happened, and I guess that's my problem with the storyline because I don't understand the source of magic in this movie.
Do you see the color of these people's skin? They're black. That's the source of magic. Did you not like watch Lovecraft Country?
Yeah,
Because
but
we're
he
black,
didn't lose
we're
his,
magic.
But he didn't lose his blackness, but he lost his magic.
You have to still believe. Like it's like a potion. Like
So-
you gotta be black.
So
Then
what
you gotta
made him-
believe.
What made him lose his belief in his power?
Because he lost like the one thing that was going to take his empire to the next level, and so I guess it like crushed him. It crushed his spirit, and so then he just downhill spiral. Then the wife. Oh, please don't watch. There's spoilers and like
Yeah.
all these. Like don't watch it.
Mad
Never
spoilers.
seen it.
This is a review.
This
So
is
if you
a
came here
review.
thinking that this is some type of promo, no, we're spoiling it.
Yeah.
So go
So
watch it.
the wife died. he sent his daughter away. Like, it was just a downhill spiral. Then he got fat.
Yeah.
He got gray hair.
Yeah.
He got gray hair.
Stop getting his hair cut.
Right, like.
Yeah, he was out of money.
He was out of money. They're gonna kick him out.
So basically, he just got depressed, right?
He got depressed.
Okay.
And so, like, how can you be magical and depressed?
Okay, I can feel that. I feel that. See, I think that's kind of what lost me, right? It was like usually there's some source, right? So I think if the book was magic and he lost the book, then I could understand why he doesn't have the magic anymore, or if his, like you said, his wife died, like, so if the love of family was the magic, right? If they
That's
made
true,
that
too.
the source, like they were kind of giving you clues, but they weren't really telling you where he got his magic.
And I could agree with that because, like, mine is the inference. I'm like, he's black, he's magical, period.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I can understand.
He walks in on scene and he's floating. The moment you
The
meet
moment,
this guy, he's flying.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like, this is Christmas because, like, who flies? And then if we watch this in July, like, why are people flying? But if it's Christmas time, it just makes so much sense that people are flying.
But nobody else is flying.
Because
They
all
don't
the other
believe?
people aren't.
Are they all black? It was only the black people flying. You're right. Okay, I give you that one. But yeah, bro just started flying out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, look, and if the book was magical, how do we prove that the bad guy is the bad guy? Because if the book was magical, then he would keep making inventions, and they would work. And how do you say, like, okay, well, he's not magical, or he's not the true owner of the inventions, because look at him, he's still making stuff and it's still working.
Because once he got the book back and he proved that it was his, then you can say.
How did he prove it was his? Because the guy could then say, oh, he stole it from me, and then he's a bigger name.
With the toy.
What toy?
The way they proved it at the end.
The way they proved it at the end was because the daughter put the property of Jingle Jangle on the paper.
They could have still had all of that. And they could have stole the book and their little toy back, and it would have been like, well, you know, how do you know it's his toy? Blah, blah, blah. They could have did that. They could have still did that. It would have been perfect.
No, I don't. And then it takes away from the fact that, like, okay, anybody can be, then that makes anybody. You can get the book tomorrow and now you're magic, and then he can get, and so it's not fair. And so that's where the creative, that's where like the miracle part comes in.
So we can all be magic if we just believe.
Yes, all black people can be magic if they just believe. Like, they try to make us seem like we're exceptional. Like, just because one person does something well, then it's like, oh, you're different than the rest of them. Like, no.
Okay.
We just gotta believe.
So let's take it out of the movie for a second.
Okay.
So you can equate this.
Can you eat some popcorn?
Yeah. Kettle corn, y'all. If you're gonna
Oh
do
my
popcorn,
God.
make sure it's kettle corn.
And it's so good.
But look, okay, so let's bring this outside of the movie. Let's take it to real life, right? So your magic, the things that you're able to create and fuel. How do we get back to believing it? Because I think he gets depressed, right? So he gets depressed in the movie. We all go through those times where we're kind of like, not believing in ourselves, or like the magic isn't there. Like, how do we get back to magic?
So, I mean, I think it is, especially black art. Like, you're not gonna tell me black art does not mirror real life, right? So, I think we are, as a people, depressed, and we are, as a people, we've gotten knocked down so many times. We build Black Wall Street, we get it taken away. We build the black civilization that is now in Central Park, it's taken away, right? So, and put in the lynching, and put in when you go to the 4th grade, that's how we're gonna know how many private prisons to build, like stuff like that.
Police brutality.
Yeah, so you put in all that. So of course, as a people, I mean, who wouldn't be depressed, and who wouldn't be scared to then progress and do something else in fear of, okay, this is gonna be taken away from me, right?
Yeah.
And so I think if we come together as a people and learn why we are depressed, and we start the healing process, and then we realize, okay, where does it come from? Okay, we can combat that before it even gets here. So it's like, okay, they bombed Black Wall Street. What could we have put into place now, our new Black Wall Street, that would prevent something like that happening?
What kind of barriers?
And so, yeah, like I said, I think life mirror. So I think we need to figure out why. Because it's like sometimes we're walking around here like aimlessly, but we don't know why. Like we're blaming each other. We're mad at each other. Like if you succeed and I don't, then I'm mad at you. But it's like, no, I should be mad at the barriers that were put in place that made it so that I couldn't succeed and you barely
got there.
You slipped by. Like but I'm mad at you instead of mad at the system.
But you know, I ain't slipped. You know, y'all know it, boy. We ain't just good there, you know.
Anywho, you're a personification of anybody who felt that way. Yeah. So we just gotta believe in ourselves and be there for each other because Jingle Jangle, even though he was this great inventor, he couldn't do it without his daughter. And then he couldn't do it without his granddaughter, and even the little boy, the cute little boy with the snaggletooth, the apprentice, he couldn't do it without them. So we also need to get back to
he couldn't do it without the guy who stole the book either.
Elaborate.
So there's that scene where he gets the opportunity to steal the book because everybody wants to go celebrate. He immediately comes back upstairs with food, and he's like, "You didn't think I would leave you out?" You know, with a plate and stuff. So he's kind of like acknowledging.
And he gave him the piece. If he had just waited like 10 more minutes, he would have got whatever piece for his actual invention. And so we got to work together. And just because, when I succeed, I got to look back and like pull you in so that you can succeed as well, and you not look at me as a threat for getting there before you do.
Or gotta humble myself to even acknowledge that I can learn from you, right? Like I think what plagues us a lot of times is that boss mentality, and everybody wants to be the boss, but nobody understands like it takes a team. Even if you're not the one getting the credit at the top at the time, then you know it always comes around. I think a good team, it'll always come around. But you gotta find a good team, and I think we're not giving ourselves the opportunity to really find a good team. Like take vlogging, take this for example. We could have easily done it ourselves, right? But it's like, no, we're better in numbers. Like now we have double perspective. They got the male perspective, female perspective. Like, you know, we're tackling a lot more areas together than we are just separately.
Right, and then we can bounce and feed off each other. Because like you said something, and I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't even think of that. Like when you even mentioned the apprentice, I think until you said that, I've always seen him as the bad guy because he technically was the bad guy, but at one point he was good. And if he had just stayed the course, then I mean, of course, we wouldn't have had a movie, but like, you know, if it was real life, if he had just stayed the course and worked with him, he probably could have came up quicker than what he thought. And he would have had really good inventions because you see, he went off without Jingle Jangle and without the apprenticeship and like sucked.
And he would have had fulfillment. Because even though he was the richest, he was still trying to make his own toy work. Yeah,
he still was trying to make it, like, even though he stole all those inventions, he was still trying to make his toy work.
And it never worked. He had all the money, he had all the success, but he wasn't happy because of his own toy.
And nobody was there except for the little toy that was bossing him around. Like, why are you letting the little toy? And then, like, his bodyguards. Like, you never see anybody, like, that's true family that's there. And then, like, obviously his fans didn't care about him because as soon as he flunked, like, as soon as he did that, they was out. They was walking out. What do you say?
You don't want to
listen.
Alright, so this is what I love about Christmas movies, and this is what I love about movies in general, right? The art of it means you can kind of make your own whatever. So, the toy that made him steal the book, is that fear? Because like you said, if he would have stayed the course, he was afraid of not getting credit, he was afraid of his toys not working, his inventions not working, and all that came from the toy telling him.
The toy like mirrored everything that he felt inside. The toy was there to tell him everything. So and I think fear does like stop us from doing a lot of stuff, but it also pushes us prematurely into a lot of stuff.
So it can be good and bad.
No, I think it's bad. I think fear is bad. I think you gotta, like I've been saying, like you just gotta realize, okay, what is this coming from? Like when that little toy was talking to him, if he was like more in tune with himself, he could have, well, where is this coming from? Well, why do I feel this way? And instead of stealing, he could have addressed Jingle and taught him about it, and then Jingle probably would have been like, well, hey, as a matter of fact, here goes the piece that
I've been thinking about it. Exactly.
This whole entire time, and then, like I said, could have came full circle. They could have
So fear, lack of communication.
Basically,
that's everything.
Because Jingle could have still communicated, like how you let your daughter leave for that many years. I mean, to the point, we don't know how many years, but to the point where she had a child.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you
grown child.
and
Yeah.
he opened the drawer and all those letters fell out. Like, what do you mean you kept all the letters?
Yeah.
Like, why would you not?
I wrote
reach
you
out?
every day for a year.
The Notebook. The Notebook. So yeah, like how do you just not send the letters? How do you just not reach out? And then
That's fear.
and then I know it was like a movie, but it's like he don't even know where she went.
Yeah, so where he sending them to?
Like he didn't know where she went. So I'm like at the beginning, so I'm like, how did you even know where to send the letters anyway?
He knew where she went. Well, she was young then.
She was a kid.
Yeah, he knew where she went.
But they didn't say it. It didn't say like she went with her grandmother or she went with like an aunt or cousin or anything. It was just like, and then she went away. And I feel like the way they were saying it, I feel like she wanted him to stop her.
Yeah.
And I know she was a kid, so she probably couldn't have communicated like
Yeah.
he could have communicated. Like, but like I
Might
just
need some-
need some more bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of
That was not my fault. Okay, so lights, favorite parts.
Okay, so this wasn't even like a major. These weren't even major parts. But the three guys that were like singing and dancing,
Background, okay. Yeah.
they were on point. I feel
Yeah,
like
they killed
they moved the story along, and I like the woman that like was in love with him.
Mrs. Johnson.
I really loved her because first of all, she could blow. She was singing.
She did. The Smile
And-
song was tough.
Oh my god, and she was like unapologetic. Like I don't know. I think like I know I'm
That
scared
was
to like.
definitely a movie.
I'm scared to.
That was definitely a movie, y'all.
Yeah, because I wouldn't do that.
Ain't no woman putting themselves out there like that and getting constantly rejected.
Like constantly, and she just like, well, I'm gonna try again another day. Like I loved her.
First of all, Geronimo, whatever his name was, you didn't deserve Mrs. Johnson. You didn't deserve Mrs. Johnson, bro, because she was good. She was a good woman. She was really trying to.
She worked hard.
She
She
had her
progressed.
own stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, she got her own
truck at
truck.
the end. Yeah, exactly.
She ain't need no man for nothing.
And she was
just
really,
wanted to love him.
Yeah, she really just wanted to love him, and like he was really just blowing it.
And like he didn't even need to give her much. Like he gave her a little kiss on the cheek.
Yeah,
And that's it.
To the writers, y'all pissed me off with that. First of all, that little scene with the damn mistletoe for a kiss on the cheek, and she starts singing. She starts singing after that little kiss on the cheek, y'all. She could have. Nah, I'm good on that. At least give her a kiss on the lips. That's all she did. She didn't
After all
help
she
him
did,
steal
she
the
held
car.
still. She drove on that
Yeah, she was
dangerous
a getaway
bridge.
driver.
You see that bridge?
Yeah, it was shaking.
It was shaking.
slipping and
She was
sliding.
slipping.
Yo, nah, you don't deserve her, Veronica. You don't know.
Veronicas.
She
Yeah,
didn't get it
I've
right
been
either.
calling him Jingle
Jerry.
Jangle. She called him Jingle.
Yeah, she called
But she
Jerry.
said, and I like, she was like, well, if you gonna ride in my truck, I'm gonna call you whatever I want to call you.
Especially if he ain't giving out no. That's a kiss shot.
It is a kiss, and that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe that's why he didn't kiss her like on the lips. Because I feel like most kid shows, if
But
they're
he kissed-
kissing,
he kissed
then
up.
it's like animated. So it
He kissed his
doesn't.
wife. But I guess it's his wife.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So they need to get married.
She was my favorite though. Miss Johnson was my favorite.
Okay.
She was my favorite.
Okay, what's your favorite part?
Smile song for sure. Also, I'll say when they were doing something.
Oh, that was. Oh, yeah. I can concur. That was so cute.
Yeah. I think for me a lot of times I guess it's like the difference between like men and women as well. Like I kind of like Edison. You know what I mean? Like I kind of related to Edison and his development. Of course, because he's a young man and I can put myself in his shoes.
Right.
So I think that was his moment. You know, that was the moment he kind of, and even he
Stepped
got the
up.
pat on the back. And I think like just hearing, you know, Jerry tell him like,
Right.
you know, you're a real good investor.
Because you didn't even know if he had a dad. Like even at the
Exactly.
end, the mom
The
was
mom's
the
always
one.
calling
And
him.
then why would he be around him so much if he had a dad?
Exactly.
Like he really was looking
So
for
that
somebody.
male,
to,
that male
I can see
influence,
that.
I think like, and you could feel it in the movie. And I think like,
I think that part when he told him that he was an inventor,
Yeah.
like you felt that.
I
Like,
told you, I said that just made his whole
that
life.
had made that if there's another movie, he's gonna be an inventor. Literally from that one moment.
From that one moment.
From that one moment.
Yeah.
And I think, and like, I guess I agree with you because I really identify with Journey because I felt like, at like young girls, you want them to like sit in the back or like, and then like play with dolls or like, you know, do hopscotch. Like this girl's like, no, I'm an inventor.
Yeah.
Like I'm in STEM. Like put me in the STEM program.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? So like I want to make something. I want to be somebody. And then like even with her own grandfather like pushing her away, which would be the opposite of Edison. Like Edison was like, okay, you push me away, I'm gonna stay in this space. But she's like, you're pushing me away, I'm going forward.
Yeah.
Like regardless of how you're gonna push me, like I'm still here to do this thing, and I'm gonna like accomplish this thing.
Without you. Yeah.
Without you.
But see, she had the magic. She had the belief.
She had to believe, but that's what I'm saying. Like she didn't need an external factor. Like what her grandfather finally, like she encouraged him.
Yeah.
She said, "I believe in you." When they were in the tunnel, she was like, "No, I believe in you."
The square
like,
root
give
of,
us
square root of impossible.
Oh, that is
oh
so
my
cute.
God.
That was cute.
I'm like, oh my God.
No. Why would you say, "Oh my God"?
Because that was the whole like I'm not understanding the.
She gave her the blackness is their source of magic. Tired of telling you. So yes, I agree. I really like Journey, and then like she looks like my little cousin.
Yo, just.
She looks like my little cousin. That's
just
so
like her.
cute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm,
That's crazy.
mm-hmm. I like how movies now are I don't say like blurring the roles, but like the little girl like are the heroes. Like even when they remade like Aladdin and Jasmine, like there was parts where I guess like now that we're more culturally aware of everything, like she was more of a hero than as a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And so like I appreciate like Journey was definitely, I mean she was the glue. Like she brought, after all this time, and then she had to grow up and be a big girl. Like that's when she got her mother and grandfather together.
Yeah, I think she was the lead. Like,
Definitely
she might not
lead.
have had the most camera time, but she definitely stole it.
And it was like powerful. Like whenever she was up there, it was just like her presence was definitely there. Definitely known.
It got a little brighter when she was on screen.
It definitely got a little brighter. And I like her little.
That Black Girl Magic.
Yeah.
Magic. Black Girl Magic, Black Boy Joy.
Yeah. Because Edison was definitely joyful. I enjoyed him.
And he said he liked it.
He did say
He's gonna be stuck in the friend zone.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not. He just gotta be used to being with a strong woman. Like as long as he let her be a strong woman, like he got a chance. I think.
You make them coins, Eddie.
I mean, he's gonna be an inventor.
Yeah, he's gonna make them
Ain't you an
coins.
engineer? How much y'all be making? All right. So do we have?
I'm a vlogger.
Do we have final thoughts?
YouTube money is slow. YouTube money is slow. Yeah.
Okay, what are your final thoughts about our first movie?
Final thoughts, again, 7.5. I do like the believe in your blackness part of it that you kind of brought out. I do like that. I think that's the most, like I think if people get that from the movie, then it'll be like a powerful movie.
That's what you mean, yeah.
Like I think it's definitely inspiring. The characters, I like the songs, even though I think they could have been a little bit better. I felt like they were a little bit rushed, but that's just the critic. Like I feel like the movie was a little bit rushed because I felt like I didn't know the backstory. I had a lot of questions going into the first 30 minutes. Like I said, the guy comes on the screen and he's flying. So I'm like, okay, where did all this come from? So I think if they would have did like, there's always been like this magic, because they did that for her and his daughter. They kind of told like they've always had this little part about them that was different. And for him, it was just like, oh, he's already claimed the best inventor and he's flying around and stuff. I'm like, all right. But my final thoughts is I definitely watch it. I have a nephew. I could say I watched this with him. I watched it by myself. So
I didn't watch it with you.
That's my usual excuse. My usual excuse is like, oh, I watched that with my nephew. Meanwhile, I'd be at the crib watching it by myself. But yeah,
I was pressed.
definitely recommend.
I don't even know if my nephew will watch this with me.
He might put it on, but I don't think he's gonna be interested.
I don't think my nephew is like, what's it, Fortnite?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that's like all he does.
Yeah,
Like,
he is a
it's
gamer. It's over. Attention span is gone.
So my final thoughts, I agree. I think one, like representation matters. So just seeing ourselves in a movie, like being in a high quality movie, a high production movie, as an inventor, like how powerful is that?
Yeah.
Like how many movies can you think of like where like we pretty much are in the same basic roles?
Even like some of those Hallmark movies, like it'd be like an athlete, and you know, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I enjoyed that. Like, that we thought outside the box. Like I said, then you show everybody had some type of strength, and there wasn't like a bitter black woman. Like, even though, you know, Miss Johnson was still going after this man, like she was still happy. Like she sung a song about being happy. So I appreciated that. There was like no bitter black women. Before the mom died, there was like an actual family.
Yep.
Mom, dad, and daughter who lived in the same house. They got along.
Can I say that I was just happy that the dad didn't die?
I mean, facts.
That's like everyone.
And then that's like a lot of Christmas movies too. Like there's a single mom and a single dad, and they're getting together, and like so I can agree with that.
It was good to see a dad role.
Yeah, and it's strong.
And a girl dad.
A girl dad. Oh, that was cute. Yeah, a girl dad. Even though he messed up. That's a dad. Hey, dad.
That's pretty much how it's going. Did you say right dad?
That's a dad. No, I say right dad. So that's a dad.
I mean, that's a dad.
Like,
right
learning
dad.
No, my daddy's great. I love my dad. He bought my book. My dad was one of the first people. Isn't that like that was so sweet? And he paid full price and he paid for shipping.
You bought two?
No, he bought one from himself. We call you daddy. Speaking of my book, I will link that in the description.
Shameless plug, man. Shameless plug.
Black Girl Magic.
Speaking of
Christmas
books,
time.
get her book. Mine ain't dropped yet, so get her book.
Okay, so we're ready. On to the next. On to the next.
On to the next.
On to the next.
Freeze!